Hello, today I'm going to be teaching you about the basics of Blender. This will be a couple part series, and this will be the first video of that series. So this quick note I have put up will be a basic outline of what I'm going to be covering. So I'm going to do 2 episodes about object mode, 2 episodes about edit mode, and a couple after that about other basic things. And if you don't know what any of this stuff means, that's great. This is what you should be learning during the series. If you do, then this is probably not for you. You will want to move on to some more advanced stuff, obviously, but if you don't know what this stuff means, basically this is what I'm going to be teaching you today: Blender interface and movement inside of object mode. So what that means is I'll teach you the basics of using Blender, how to look around, how to, deal with the interface in the UI, and how to just use the system. And then in the next video, I'll be teaching you about all this stuff. Alright, I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so I just opened up Blender right here, and this is the startup screen you will see upon launching the game for the first time. You'll see right in the middle, this big panel will probably be what catches your eye first. A cube in the center with a triangle on its left and a glowing dot on its right. So I'm going to explain quickly what these things are and what's happening here. The square in the center of the screen, this cube, is the main object in your scene right now. And so this is an object that can be manipulated and moved in Blender to basically make the 3D model that you're trying to create. So this is your model right now. This triangle right here that you can select with a right click. This is your camera, and so basically you don't need to worry about this early on, but this is what Blender will see when you choose to render an image. Rendering, if you don't know, is basically like taking a screenshot of what you're making, like taking an image of it. And so this camera will be the perspective from which it sees it. And this on the right, this I just accidentally moved, sorry about that. That is a lamp. And so when you get to rendering images later on, this will show light on the cube, but you don't need to worry about the lamp or the camera as of right now. I just wanted to explain what those were so you didn't get too confused. But anyways, upon entering Blender, and you've seen that stuff, the first thing you're going to be looking at is this main menu right here, this big window, and there's a couple things you can do in here that I'll show you right now. If you want to look around, you can move with the middle mouse button, or the scroll wheel as some people call it. If you click down on that, you can look around and pivot your viewpoint around. And if you use it, you can scroll in like that, scroll in and out. That's the main way of moving your camera in Blender. There are also number pad keyboard shortcuts on pretty much every number on your number pad if you want to look at those. The main ones are probably 5 and 9, but there's a lot of different ones that will show you perspective from the side of the cube and above it, underneath it, all sorts of stuff. But at the moment, you don't really need to know about any of that. If you're scrolling around right here, one thing you might not have is a middle mouse button, and that's obviously kind of what you need to move around. If you don't have that, if you have a two button mouse, then you can go into Files right here, User Preferences, and you'll want to go into Input, I believe, or actually, yeah, Input's just right. And right here on the left side of the screen, underneath the word mouse, emulate a 3-button mouse, and what this does is that if you press Alt and your left mouse button, or mouse 1, you can move around as if you were using the middle mouse button. So this obviously isn't ideal, but if you don't have a 3-button mouse, this will work for now, so you'll want to check that on, and then just practice with that a little bit so you know what you're doing. And once you check that on, you'll want to save user settings, but I do not need that because I have a 3-button mouse. So I can close out of the settings tab, and I'm good. In the next video, I will be showing you object control, which is how to move, rotate, and do all sorts of things with the object in your scene, for instance, this square. So if you want to see that, that'll be in the next video. If that's out as of right now, it'll be linked in the description. If it's not, stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Bye.